Coming up on Chapman News, we take a look at how close some registered sex offenders live to campus.
Plus, what Orange County Planned Parenthood officials say they'll do to maintain services despite cuts in federal funding.
And live in studio, we have Lieutenant Eric Rozier here to talk about gun violence on campus and what you can do to be prepared in case of emergency. Good morning, I'm Justin Maestas.
And I'm Garcelle Vieira. Welcome into our last show of the semester. Justin, can you believe it?
It's all going by so fast, and it's been a hectic week here for many Chapman students, and Chapman's making a name for itself, but at the expense of a few unlucky some.
About 50 students at Chapman got sick in the last week from a virus that may have been spread in the university's cafeteria. Maddie Bader talked to school officials to get the details.
Sick with similar symptoms last week, and Dean Jerry Price said that while over a dozen went to the health center, several actually had to go to the hospital and get IVs for dehydration. The health center contacted the health department, and together with Sodexo, they're trying to track who is getting sick and how. Current findings lead the administration to believe that it may be a neurovirus.
After discussing with the health department, they wanted to collect information to be able to confirm this, but in the meantime, they kind of advised us to proceed with addressing it as if it were a virus. The neurovirus is very contagious, particularly in high traffic areas, and especially where there's the neurovirus is very stubborn. It sticks to surfaces for weeks. And so cafeterias, even if the food is fine, are prime places for spread of the virus. If you contracted it at the cafeteria, you were going to get sick soon after, so it's going to seem like it was related to what you ate. And again, we can't rule out food poisoning in all cases at this point, but right now it appears that it's more likely the neurovirus because we've also had reports of off-campus students and employees who never ate in the caf have been affected.
As a possible medium for the spread of the virus due to common contact, the cafeteria was therefore closed this past weekend for a deep cleaning process. Students with meal plans were served in the student union. The cafeteria is back open, and the university will release a statement when the investigation is closed. Reporting from Orange, I'm Maddie Bader, Chapman News.
The norovirus can be foodborne or passed on by human touch, so officials recommend students wash their hands often. The Orange County Healthcare Agency says all patients have either recovered or are recovering.
The U.S. Department of National Justice defines a sex offender as a person who commits a crime involving a sexual act. As Brooke Casey reports, you may be surprised at how many registered sex offenders are living in the Orange area.
The city of Orange, home to Chapman University, is also home to almost 100 sexual offenders. Of the 34 cities in Orange County, Orange has the 5th highest number of registered sex offenders. With numbers that high, Chapman University students are feeling
awful. I think that's so scary, and especially because we're an open campus.
It's kind of worried. I mean, not necessarily for me, but I know there's a lot of women on this campus, young girls who would be vulnerable to something like that.
Even more alarming is the proximity of these sex offenders to Chapman's campus. I'm standing outside the home of one of Orange's 95 registered sex offenders, just steps away from campus. In fact, 23 of these 95 live in a 2-mile radius of Chapman University. According to Orange Police, there was an increase in rape cases from 2012 to 2014. 6 rape incidents have been reported in this year alone. Dr. Danny Smith, rape crisis counselor at Chapman University, believes students have other reasons to be cautious.
Is there a reason for students to be afraid because we have a high number? I don't think that's the reason to be afraid. I think the reason to be cautious is because sexual misconduct occurs so frequently, because it's so hidden, and because it's generally perpetrated by someone we know.
There are resources available to the public to promote awareness of sexual offenders in their area. Sex offenders are listed online with a picture and residential information. Additionally, students have access to clubs like CARES, as well as public safety, for information and protection against sexual assault. Awareness is key in ensuring the safety of the Orange community. I'm Brooke Casey, Chapman News.
For more information on sex offenders in your area, visit meganslaw.com.
United States Ambassador Dennis Ross came to Chapman this past Tuesday. Ambassador Ross came to Chapman on behalf of Hillel, the Jewish group on campus. Hillel provided lunch for Chapman students, faculty, and members of the Orange Jewish community. The ambassador has played a leading role in shaping U.S. involvement in the Middle East peace process for the 12 years. He has worked with President George H.W. Bush, Clinton, Obama, and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. He answered questions from attendees, reflected on his book, Doomed to Succeed, and highlighted his experience with his faith. You can find his book on Amazon.com, Doomed to Succeed. Federal cuts in Planned Parenthood funding has forced local health care.
Federal cuts in Planned Parenthood funding has forced local healthcare providers to come up with creative ways to provide healthcare services to their patients. Our reporter Sabina Kashi has our story.
The Senate passed a bill to defund Planned Parenthood on December 3rd, but that's not stopping local family planning services. Melody Women's Health is a branch of Planned Parenthood that offers general health services from doctors in addition to the reproductive health services Planned Parenthood offers. With 7 new centers in the Orange and San Bernardino counties, its purpose is to give more opportunities aimed towards young women who want access to health services. Associate Vice President of Communications of Planned Parenthood OC, Nicole Ramirez, spoke exclusively to Chapman News. If conservatives were really concerned about women's health care and were truly committed to reducing the number of unintended pregnancies, they would work with Planned Parenthood to increase access to birth control and comprehensive health education instead of attempting to defund the organization. Abortions make up 3% of services offered by Planned Parenthood on a national level. Locally, it's closer to 6%.
I think it's a really negative thing, especially because there are certain parts of Orange County where people are more well off, and there are other parts of Orange County where people aren't so privileged, unfortunately. And Planned Parenthood provides so many free services for people.
I can see how defunding Planned Parenthood from a conservative standpoint, in terms of like the morals of that side and leaving people a little more accountable for their actions rather than just having like contraception available.
Going off the heels of the recent controversies, whether or not Planned Parenthood is selling aborted body parts or even the Colorado shootings, it brings into question whether or not women or just people feel safe going into Planned Parenthood clinics. From my reporting, people feel pretty safe because it looks like business is steady. Reporting from Orange, California, Sabina Kashi for Chapman News.
President Obama has vowed to veto this bill in the coming days, but in the meantime, Melody Women's Health is available for appointments 7 days a week, with more information on their website. Joining us today is from the Orange Police Department. We welcome in Lieutenant Eric Rozier.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we've seen all these mass shootings occur all around the United States, and I assume OPD has some procedure. Can you just go over a little bit about that procedure?
Yes, we've been responding to incidents throughout the years. And what we do is we basically will respond immediately to the scene, and we have equipment, training, and protocols that will help us in attacking whatever kind of problems we would have on campus. We'd go immediately to that threat, and we would neutralize it and then ensure the safety of the students on campus.
So how would students be notified if something like this were to happen?
That's a great question. We work very closely with Chapman University Public Safety, and I know that Chapman has a Panther alert system that is a very important system, and we would rely on that. We would communicate with Public Safety, who would then access that Panther alert system and get vital information to the students on campus to either shelter in place or give us specific instructions as well as information of where they can evacuate to, as well as for the students responding to the school to stay away.
That's important, yeah.
And so if a student is on campus while this occurs, what suggestions do you have for them?
When we have some basic guidelines that we go by, and it has to do with the run, hide, fight philosophy. If you're in a building or on campus and you hear some kind of incident, we encourage you to run away from that incident. We want you to get far away from the problem so that you're not part of the problem. You can't be a victim if you're not anywhere around it. And then we want you to call the 911 and give as much information as you can once you reach a position of safety. If you're unable to get out or run from the situation, we want you to try and hide. We want you to basically secrete yourself somewhere. If you're with a group of people, put yourself in a closet, lock the door, close the blinds, turn off your cell phones. Basically, don't give your position away should somebody try to threaten or harm a student. And if that doesn't work, we encourage you to fight. We don't want you to be a passive victim and let something happen to you. So coordinated plan, fire extinguishers, staplers, hot coffee pots, chairs, anything you could throw at the person is a tactic that you could use to absolutely defend yourself. And then obviously know that law enforcement is on the way.
So can you talk to me a little bit about what it's like to be in law enforcement in today's world? Like, tell me a little bit about what that role means to you.
Law enforcement today is very challenging. However, it's also very rewarding. What I find is in my 21 years, things have changed dramatically. If you just look at the news today and terrorism, as well as homeless, other issues that are going on across the nation. And it raises some very challenging prospects for the police department. And we really have to come up with the innovative ideas to be able to respond to those.
Great. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It's really important to be aware of that.
Yeah, it's very important. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, this finals week, students are ditching their books and their pants. We got the full story.
And reporter Harper White joins us live after the break to tell us what Chapman's plans are to help students prepare for finals.
And coming up, it's beginning to feel a lot like winter. We have cool down coming up this weekend. I have that and more on Chapman News.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
'Tis the season and Santa's coming to town. According to BehindTheBadgeOC.com, the Tustin Police Department are holding their 16th annual Santa Sleigh event throughout different parts of the city this month. Mr. and Mrs. Claus' journey started Tuesday and will ride around starting at 5 p.m. every weeknight until December 22nd. Started by Master Reserve Officer George Vellavieni, he tracked down a trailer, painted it red, bought a sleigh, and the rest is history. Since the program started, nearly 200,000 children have visited his sleigh.
Students feeling stressed before finals are finding rest and relaxation from the University Program Board. The UPB is hosting a de-stress week before finals begin, providing daily activities and services that can help students take their mind off the stress of studying. Some activities include listening to music, providing healthy snacks to feed the mind, and visiting local coffee shops over the weekend. You can find more information on Dean Price's announcements online.
So I can't wait for this finals week to get over with and to the most important part, winter break.
I agree. All we have to do is get through this next week. Have you started studying?
I have not, but you know, I'll get it done.
I believe you. I believe you. Harper White is on campus right now to tell us what Chapman is offering its students this season. Harper?
To what? Thanks, guys. I'm here at Memorial Hall where finals week is kicking into full swing at Chapman. Many students are feeling stressed and overwhelmed this time of year, but fortunately the university is doing what it can to keep students happy and calm during this week. For example, the University Program Board has been hosting events this week called De-Stress Week to keep students calm and relaxed. There have been many events going on, and if you happen to miss any of them, don't worry, because tonight at 8 there will be a screening of Elf in the Student Union. Make sure you wear your favorite ugly Christmas sweater for the Ugly Christmas Sweater Contest. Also, Chapman will be hosting its biannual midnight breakfast this Monday night at 10 in the Student Union. The theme this year is Chappy Campers, so get ready to enjoy some s'mores and the typical array of breakfast that is always served. Also, there will be performances from your favorite Chapman dance and vocal groups. In addition to all of the fun events going on this week, the library will be keeping its hours open 24 hours a day through next Friday. There will be many services available to Chapman students, such as the circulation desk, the copy and print center, and the bookable study rooms. If you find yourself studying into the late hours of the night, don't worry, because public safety will be there to escort you back to your vehicle or to the residence halls. That's all we have here. Good luck on finals this week, Panthers. From Orange, I'm Harper White, Chapman News.
Thanks for the heads up, Harper. Justin, are you planning on going to midnight breakfast this year?
Honestly, I have never heard of it before right now, but Harper talked it up, and I just might go check that one out.
You should. I go every year. Now, one of the most stressful weeks of the entire semester for some students is the dreaded finals week. Here at Chapman, students have found a way to relieve some of that stress with a tradition that dates back almost 10 years. On a typical day at Chapman University, it looks like any normal college campus, but on the Wednesday of finals week, students put away their books and put on their running shoes for the always anticipated Undie Run. Many freshmen haven't experienced Undie Run before, but some, like business major Tony Spann, are looking forward to making their way around the circle come midnight.
Stressful time, and to just end it off with this last hurrah, I mean, I'm stoked to even be a part of it.
Students should be aware that if you are not careful, injuries can happen, and no one takes this into consideration more than Dean of Students Jerry Price, who has this to say about Undie Run safety.
A lot of times students will say to me, why do you, kind of get all worked up about the Undie Run? It's just a big fun thing. And I don't deny that 98% of the students going through it never experience any problem. It's nothing but a fun bonding time. But in my line of work, my staff and I, we see the 2% that have really bad events. And when I say bad, I mean really bad. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody.
If you do plan on participating in Undie Run, be sure to know your limits and stay in groups.
So it's been a crazy week in weather, and the rain, and did you see that fog last week?
I did, and I was kind of a fan of it, but I also feel like I've been in a fog with finals looming over me.
It's been a stressful week for all of us here
Yeah.
at Chapman News. Rebecca, is the weather going to clear up?
It will clear up this weekend, but as of right now, we are having those rains. We all did our rain dance, and we got our rain. It's beautiful all day today in Orange, 63 degrees. It's a beautiful day. Love the rain. Also, if you're out there driving, please remember that if your windshields are in continuous motion, that you do need to turn your headlights on. Just please remember that. Stay safe while driving. Moving on, we do have a flood advisory for those beach cities. We have 7-foot tide, and that's kind of scary. And then Saturday, we have 6 to 7 foot waves. Oh, it's amazing out there. Those waves are going to be killer, but probably not the safest to go to the beach this weekend unless you're one of those dangerous surfers out there. Lots of fun, lots of crazy waves. Moving on to our Orange County forecast. It's going to stay in the cool 60s. Very nice out there. Orange highest 63 degrees. Moving on to San Clemente, 55 degrees. Again, very cool at the beach. Probably not the best time to go. We have many other fun activities to go to. Moving on to our SoCal forecast. Again, cooler in the 60s in Anaheim. 77 degrees, beautiful day at Disneyland, probably hoping all those crowds aren't going to be there, a little fear of the rain. Beautiful day, hopefully. Big Bear, very cold. I heard their snow season started early this year. That white puffy stuff, gorgeous. Why aren't we there now? I wish it snowed here sometimes. Moving on to our 5-day outlook Friday. Again, showers all day, high of 64 degrees. We did our rain dances, then it just disappears on Saturday and Sunday. It's sunny, beautiful, should be awesome weekend. Moving on Monday, Tuesday, just in time for our finals. Just so we don't procrastinate anymore, we can stay inside, huddle up, and stare at our computer screens forever. It's gonna be awesome. Anyways, if you're wondering what you could do this weekend, Christmas tree shopping for your living room, get that beautiful tree lighted up. Or if you're not celebrating Christmas, happy Hanukkah to those that are celebrating Hanukkah. But if you're not celebrating Christmas, not going for a tree, just walk through. Beautiful, it's green, you never get that forest. It smells amazing too. Again, in Irvine, 63 degrees. And that's all I have for you for weather. This is my last time.
Last time, best time. Thanks. Now throwing it over to Nick for the Best Campus Sports Show.
Thanks, Rebecca. The women's basketball team went to work this week, and we have the highlights to prove it. Plus, we take a look at this holiday season in Chapman athletics. All this and more coming up on this special Best Campus Sports Show.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us
to change the odds for our generation.
for the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
I'm Heikki Veheranta.
I'm Tyler Kring.
I'm Jessica Loya. I'm Kylie Cook.
I'm Elliot Braun.
I'm Haley Fedden.
I'm Eddie Favors.
I'm Megan Charles. I'm Athlete of the Week, and you're watching the Best Campus
Sports Show.
And this is the Best Campus Sports Show. Let's get right to it. Women's basketball was back in action this week to take on the defending SCIAC champions, Claremont Mudscripts Athenas, in their first conference game of the season. Let's get to the highlights right now. Athlete of the Week, Megan Charles, and the Panthers are looking for their second win of the year. As we get things going, in the first we see Lauren Sato knocking down the long two-pointer. The Athenas show off some great ball movement right after, though, into a wide-open layup. Boom, right there by Kaylee Sievert. Then Talia Ibrahimian hits the jump shot as the Panthers and Athenas were tied at 22 heading into halftime. The second half, Megan Charles buries the long jump shot and right after hits another one. Boom, boom. Hitting those jump shots all for days. Heading into the fourth quarter, they're leading by 5, and there's Coach Ju getting her team riled up, and boy am I riled. This game came down to the wire, but with 30 seconds left, Jaidunga seals a victory for a three-pointer, and the Athenas went on to win the game 58-52. After the game, Natalia Ibrahimian discussed the importance of playing good teams.
Definitely a learning experience, and losing to good teams is a good learning experience because since we're playing these good teams, we're learning a lot, but we just need to get these wins and the next couple games just go out as hard as we can. So.
The Panthers will get the next 10 days off before playing their next game in Santa Cruz against Earlham College. Every week, Chapman University honors an athlete that went above and beyond, and this week, Logan Bierman caught up with the women's basketball player Megan Charles.
This week, Chapman features Megan Charles as its Athlete of the Week. The Tarzana native has started her junior campaign on a strong note. On Saturday against number 10 ranked Wheaton College, Megan tallied 15 points, and she's averaging a team-high 15 points a game and scored a career-high 24 points against Dallas, leading the team to a 66-53 road victory. All credit goes to her teammates.
My teammates put me in a position to do well in the last couple of games, so we really do it as a team. I just had the hot hand the last couple of games, but everything we do, we work hard together, and they're the reason I'm doing well.
Becoming Chapman's go-to scorer, Megan has become the focal point of opposing teams' defenses, but she's made the adjustments.
Well, definitely, I know like people are looking at me like shooter. So if they're playing me uptight, it's I know I'm going to take to the hole on them right now. If they slack off, I'm going to shoot it in their face.
Megan and the Chapman women's basketball team take the court again Saturday, December 19th versus Earlham. For Chapman News, I'm Logan Beer.
The Chapman women's basketball team will keep feeding the ball to the junior standout as they look to turn things around come Sky Conference play. As a big man prepares for the big day up at the North Pole, I have a few things I'd like to put in a letter for Chapman Athletics. This is a new segment called Nick's Holiday Wish List. I'm ready. Hey, old Saint Nick. It's the other Nick, the handsome one, with a few requests. Jeremiah McKibbins ended his storied Panther career this year and says he plans to go into professional football. My first wish is to see McKibbins in the NFL. The Panthers' all-time winning rusher would be a sight to see on the big stage. And he would be a great asset to my fantasy football team. The basketball season, though, has just started in Orange, and the Panthers have already seen some of the best competition in the NCAA from them. Big Red, for my second wish, I want to see both the men's and women's basketball team improve from these great matchups and make the SCIAC playoffs in February. Both teams graduated 4 starters last year, and their young talent will gain a ton of confidence for a playoff appearance. Next week, Friday, the men's team goes to UC Irvine in an exhibition game against the Anteaters and their 7'6" center, Mamadou NJ. My last wish is for Christmas to come early and the Panthers to be a Division I school in UC Irvine. That's my wish list for the year. I'll send my letter to Santa after the show. Now that's it for sports. Let's toss it over to Deborah in entertainment. Deborah, how's it going?
Nick, finals week is approaching, which means it's time to relieve the stress and run around the circle, if you know what I mean. Plus, some chilling activities to help you get into the holiday spirit. You're watching Chapman News, and we'll be right back.
What are they doing here at Chapman? It occurs every Wednesday of finals week here at Chapman University. Now you'll see behind me, we have the Atala PI.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
So I know I'm excited for break and ready for the holidays. How about you?
I am always ready for the holidays. Now, Deborah's over in our entertainment center, and she has some activities that can help get us into the holiday spirit and, of course, de-stress from finals.
Ice Queen Elsa and friends skate their way to Southern California for the next few weeks for the 34th Disney on Ice skating production for the Academy Award-winning film Frozen. The touring show will be at the Honda Center in Anaheim through December 21st, just in time for that Christmas magic. The show will showcase their hit songs as well as other characters to bring to life the land of Arendelle. A pre-show is offered for guests who arrive early, which will give kids the opportunity to learn choreography for Snowman Dance, for them to dance along during the show. The On Ice production is perfect for kids and adults who aren't afraid to let it go. Sorry, I had to. Named one of the top 10 holiday happenings in the nation, or according to the New York Times, Newport Beach is definitely the place to be. The 107th annual Newport Beach Christmas Boat Parade is truly a magical holiday tradition for all ages. This year's theme, Seize the Holiday, which seems fitting. The opening night is on December 16th and will feature a special fireworks display to kick off festivities. The parade starts off Bay Island at 6:30 p.m. with beautiful multi-million-dollar yachts and other boats, which will light up the harbor in a dazzling showcase of holiday lights while holiday music fills the air. Now, the holidays are known to bring people together, and this year the tree lighting ceremony is In the Circle gained the attention of both Chapman students and some local Oranges. Reporter Darby Brown has more on the festive event.
For the 21st annual tree lighting and choir procession. Activities all around the circle set up by local nonprofit groups provided entertainment before the ceremony.
It's really awesome. They got everything. They got the music, they got the tree, they got the bounce houses, they got the food, they got the toys, they got everything.
I came out last year, but I wanted to bring my nieces out
They got everything.
I came out last year, but I wanted to bring my nieces out this year just to see hear the beautiful music and then to see Santa.
Jolly Old St. Nick listened to children's wishes while local performers and choir groups volunteered their talents.
I've been here a few years, yeah, and mainly my girlfriends get me to meet them. She's even organized us to do a little jingle bell choir stuff around the fountain here. It sounded terrific, I must say.
Christmas carols continued as the Orange Community Master Choral, led by musical director Michael Short, began.
Light it!
With the voices of over 100 Orange County locals, the tree lit up, marking the festive event a very merry success. From Orange, I'm Darby Brown, Chapman News.
I wish I could have given my wish list to Santa. I just might have to do that later today. Well, that's all I have for you in entertainment. I'm Deborah Kendrick, and for the last time at Chapman News and for the last time Chaptown, I'm passing it back over to the desk.
Thanks, Deb. Thank you so much for joining us for our last show of the semester. A special shout out to the crew for their hard work every single Friday.
And our awesome producers, Monica Petrozelli and Mallory Leonard. The show could not go live every week without you both.
And finally, we'd like to thank our professor, Mike Taylor. You've taught us so much.
But before we go, we have a few seniors graduating this semester, and we want to say goodbye.